Yeah, that is definitely a crappy quarantine beard. How's it going, everyone? My name's Max and I'm the developer of Hydroneer. And I'm going to start off this week by looking at the Steam store page. The release is coming in just over a week and I really want to make sure that the Steam page has got some really nice images. Right now it's got some cool shots of what the world looks like, but it doesn't really show off what Hydroneer is about. You can see here there's about 3 screenshots that actually show off what the game is. And I want to have more of these screenshots so people can really understand what the game actually looks like. So I'm just preparing to make another screenshot. What I've got here is a house that I've just made. I've laid out some items in front of it, put some plants there, and made this little crafting center on the side of it as well. What I want to do next is dig a really big hole, and then I want to chuck all of these lanterns inside so it's got like a really nice glow coming out of it. The idea behind these screenshots is I don't want them to look fabricated or not actually be accurate to what the game is like when you play it. But at the same time, I do want these screenshots to look really nice, and I think using the lighting to make this screenshot look nice is a great idea. So I'm just going to use the pickaxe to dig a pretty big hole. I should probably move some of these out of the way first. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. So what I need to do now is take all of the lanterns and put them inside the hole until there's enough glow. I also want to be cautious because what I've decided to do is add some of these stairs so we can get a little bit more of an angle on the scene. So I need to be careful to make sure that you can't see any of these lanterns inside that cave. I think I'll go one more step up. See, the trouble is I can either get a nice bit of sky and stuff in there, or I can not get the gem in. And it's important to get the gem in because I want it to look like I'm holding something, like I'm playing the game. Maybe the gem isn't the best idea. What if I was holding this lantern? Like that. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is just see what time of day would look best with this shot. Ooh, that looks quite nice. I think that's a really nice one as well. So this is cool because it gets a lot of the building in. So I quite like it over here, especially with the nice sky gradient up there. If I start skipping it to this side, you kind of lose the lighting on this bit right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll take a few screenshots, but I think something like this would be nice. Alright, so now I'm working on screenshot number 2 to add in, and this one is going to be quite like the last one, just to give a player an idea of what a base might look like. So you can see here this water pipe isn't connected to anything, and this is the only spot that I've actually dug in. So this is just going to show off kind of like a cool little corridor. These tin panels are really nice to actually have as floor pieces, and I think they look good too in a screenshot. I've added in just a bunch of cool little features here too. So we've got a little valve and also this pressure gauge here. Just around this corner, it doesn't lead to anything. It's just because it doesn't really need to. The screenshot's going to be taken from a bit up here. I think the angle will look pretty nice if it's about here. And I think I'm going to carry a spade in this one, or maybe a big gold bar. I think a good gold bar will look quite nice. We may even be able to get a bit of lighting reflection coming off the bar. You can see on the side of this pipe there's a bit of reflection coming off there from that light tucked in this little nook. I'm pretty happy with this setup. This is usually whenever I make my tunnels, I usually make them to look something like this, and I've noticed a few other players do as well. So I'm just going to take a screenshot. Again, it's not going to be edited or anything. It's going to be purely what the game looks like. If I asked you what the biggest issue in Hydroneer is, what would you say? Yeah, I know you're probably going to say the truck. So today we're going to try and make it better. Every single update since 1.0, I've been adding in little fixes for the vehicles. They're actually really hard to work on just due to Unreal Engine's vehicle system is not the greatest vehicle system. So hopefully today I can maybe take a step forward in making these vehicles a little bit easier to use and less buggy. So here we are in the vehicle physics asset editor. The physics asset is essentially the hitbox, I guess, of the vehicle. So you can see here, this is completely custom, so it's not automatically generated by the system. It isn't the nicest editor to use. You can see like it's because it's got transparent, it's pretty hard to actually see what you want. I could do other like wireframe views and stuff, and usually that's actually quite useful if you're kind of editing it from the, like, let's say we're editing it from the side like this. One theory that I do have is that I think the issues with the vehicle flipping, especially when driving backwards, is because we're using rectangular shapes for the collision. And I've noticed the vehicle doesn't really flip as much when it hits the front, which has currently got this collision capsule. Pretty sure this is the actual issue that is affecting the game right now. So what I'm going to do is add some of these capsules around the entire edges of the vehicle, so when it does bounce into things, it doesn't flip out of control due to the wonky physics. As a test case, what we're going to do is drive the vehicle back into this rock right here, and hopefully make it flip out. There we go. Okay, so all we need to do, it seems like we just need to tap it right on the corner. Right on the corner of that bed right there. Okay, so now that's looking a lot better. I mean, it does look a little bit like the Marshmallow Man, but I think that will work just fine. I am a little bit worried about this right here. This is meant to be some steps. You can just see here, there's this red bit of metal that kind of sticks off the truck, and that acts really well as some steps up to get to the fuel tank for refueling. There's also this step right here. These are placed in just purely so the player can kind of jump up. Before these were some rectangular shapes, and now they're these capsule shapes. So hopefully, we need to test that out, but hopefully it still works. All right, so first off, let's just check that these stairs still work. Yep, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, if a player kind of comes across, they may do it a bit quicker, like this. Awesome, and then they can drop the water in there. I haven't changed this bit, but it should still work. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So that's the first thing. That's very important that it works, because obviously players need to refuel their trucks. So what we're going to try and do next is try to flip the vehicle. Okay, a little bit there, but it didn't go flipping out of control. It just kind of drove over it. And I think that's actually okay. You know, it's a bit more down to user error versus issues with the physics. That's going to do it for this week. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to catch these videos a bit earlier, you can join the Patreon for a minimum of $2. You can catch all of these videos a couple days before everyone else. Hydroneer is coming out on May 8th. It'll be released at $8 for the first week and then $10 after that. A big thank you as always to the Patreons. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you all next week.